mistake of trying to do another poll while I had a poll going, and YouTube just doesn't know how to freaking deal with that. It just says, well, you already had a poll going. You're done. God dang it, man. Oh, God. Folks, just give me a minute here. I'm going to copy this link, go over to my other channel, to the other link, and put it in there for everybody. Come on, Dan. Here is the link to my new stream. All right, there's a link to my new live stream, and the old video is just sitting there doing this. That's what happens when you try to do a poll and you've already got one poll going. That's what YouTube does to you. Instead of YouTube just not even allowing you to do a poll, they just cut you off. Now, one of the questions that I asked in that poll, just so I can get an answer, was, did you buy SoFi with me at $24.88 and then sell it at $25.20 like I said we would? 33% of my viewers said yes. Nice. Congratulations, everyone. Hello, Wendy. Hello, Alex. Hello, Amrit. Hello, Long Hustle. Net5, Joe Young, Alex Bacall, Ashley Bonilla, and Annalise Godoy. Hello to all of you. Folks, before I ever do a poll again, I will never do another poll without making sure I don't have a poll going, because that is bullshit. Total bullshit. Dadgummit. Long Hustle, a.k.a. Mark, your Goebbels beer buddy. We back? Yeah. I call him like I sees him. Yes, I do. Last picture of $24.99, folks. Take it with your cameras now. Take the last picture of $24.98, $24.99 with your cameras now. Because after the closing, you're never going to see these prices again, folks. After the closing, you're never going to see these prices again. And there's the last 24.99. There they go. Take a picture of the last price of $24.99 you're ever going to see in your life. My pardons, please. Last picture you're going to see today, folks. Last picture you're going to see of $24.98.99 today. Take a picture of it. Take your photographs now, folks, because you're never going to see it again. Tomorrow, we could open up over $27, believe it or not, with all these institutions that are probably going to buy in the after hours today. And I'm not kidding, folks. Take your pictures now for your history book to show your little grandchildren when they're sitting on your lap asking you how you got so rich. All right? When they ask you how you got so rich, Grandpa, you can tell them, oh yeah, the bell just rang. Say goodbye to this forever. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to all witness the price rising in after hours very rapidly. All right? Watch this thing rocket in after hours. Watch it go, folks. And now, nothing they can do to stop it, folks. Man, we got institutions buying the shit out of this thing now. Here they come, folks. MMs hate my friend Cap, but we love them. Yep. Oh, thank you very much, folks. There she goes. Bye-bye, SoFi. What a great day for the market makers to work their magic and get SoFi below $25 at the end of the day. But ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, what this means is the price closed at $24.96, and that means today's high and low, $24.96 right there, means how much was the off the low? 24.96. And what does that do off the low? 8 cents. Oh, you're shitting me. 8 cents, folks. 8 cents off the low. Oh, what do you know, Savannah? 8 cents off the low, Savannah. An 8-cent recovery off the low. Holy shit. 8 cents. And yesterday, 13, folks. I cannot wait to see what SoFi does over the next 5 days. Let me show you what happened after a 6-cent recovery. Let me show you what happened after a 222 high to low and a 6-cent recovery. The next day, the price went from $22.75 to $22.40 to $22.44 to $23 to $25 to $26. Folks, anytime they try this suppression effort. And where was the volume today? Where was the volume today? Where was the volume today, folks? Oh my God, where did it end up? Where did it end up? Where did the volume end up today? 51,753,629. $51,753,624. All right. $51,753,624. That's it. Clear that. Clear that. So look at, hey folks, listen, this is what I want you to understand. I want you to understand this. Yesterday, see, they knew they had to buy all the shares today. They had to start coming in. So what did they do? They suppressed the close, and they did it 13 cents off the swing of $1.10. Now, look here, folks. The price swung $1.21 and got back $1.13. It swung 141, got 72. It swung 121, got 55. It swung 124, got 115. It swung 82, got back 82. Then it swung 222 and only got back 6 cents. That's just like today, folks. But once it did that and the 6 cent get back, it went from 22.09 to friggin' 25.25 a share in 2 days. So here they got the same attempt here now with 125 million shares yesterday to hold it down 13 and only 51 million shares today to hold it down 8. Well, let me show you what happened the last time they tried that stunt. I'll show you that in a minute here. Right here it is. On this day, they opened the price $13.65. They dropped it to $13.23, and it ended up closing at $13.27. 4 cent recovery. See, 4 cent. Then the next day, they used massive volume, so it only recovers 6 cents. So 2 days down in the single digits. But after that, what did the price do? Friggin' thing went from $12.80 up to $13.28 to $13.48 to $13.60 to friggin' $14 land, all the way up to $14.39. Folks, when they try this double back-to-back hold down, it always backfires on them, always. Always, folks. When they try these 2 days back-to-back holding it down, it always means she's getting ready to fly, folks, because they're accumulating. Folks, when they tried to have this stock spring 286 and only recover 15 cents that day on 236 million shares, when they tried this stunt, a swing of 286, only got back 15, where was the price? 22.40. Where was it later? 24.50, folks. All right? Folks, we've seen this. We've seen this effort of back-to-back squashing it. We know what that results in. Nothing but a higher price. See the 06 here recovery? Price went from 22.09 to 22.72 to 23 to 25 to 26. Folks, we are now about to witness 5 days in a row after 2 days squashing it. We're going to see this thing rocket. It's going to be at $28, folks. By here, $28. $28 it's going to be at by right here from this 2 days of trying to hold it down. A measly little volume today, too. Measly. And folks, slightly wish I thought about the rate cuts that are expected this year when I sold the 2 calls, but I'm not hating the choice too much. Guapa, you talking about roaring kitty heck to the gnaw. I'm talking about that Lion King cat. Listen, folks, what you're about to see now is going to stun many people, but I have a feeling that we will indeed now see 4 days to 5 days of a run-up. And I'm only going because of the history of the stock. Now, listen, just because I can go back here on this high-low sheet, and just because I can go back here and show you 20 times that when they try to suppress a comeback, the price goes higher. Folks, see this suppression effort here? The price here tried to be suppressed to only a 4 cent comeback, and it went from $13.27 to $14.29. Anytime there's an effort to try to suppress a swing, a day swing to under 10 cents, this thing flies. Here's another one where they tried to suppress this close, went from $13.26 all the way up to $14.78. And you can see it happens for 5 days. Then here they tried to suppress it 2 days. Price went from 1280 to 1328 to 1348 to 1360 to 1369 and right on up in the 14s. Folks, I can show you over and over when they try this. 13-cent suppression there. Price was 1410 the next day. 1443, 1448, 1507, 1520. You see? Anytime they try this suppression effort, it always has resulted in the price rising afterwards. Look right here. The price swung 70, only got back 19 cents. Well, it went from 1443 to 1536 to 1585 to 1608 to 1718 to 1821. Man, I could go way back here and show you many other times where they try to suppress it, and the price just went up. Here they tried to suppress it, 9-cent recovery. Here it had a 45 swing, got 43 back. 22 got all of it back. 48 got just 9 cents. Where was the price next day? 701, 783, $8.11. Folks, I'm telling you, these attempts to suppress the comeback, here there were 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row they tried to suppress the comeback. See that? 3 days in a row they tried to suppress a comeback. And look what happened after the price was here at 812. 4 days later, it was at 10, then 11, then 12, then 13, then 15, then 16. Folks, when they try their hearts out to suppress the comeback, it's all just to accumulate before they run the shit out of it. I'm telling you, folks. I could show you time, and here's another one here. Price swung 39, got back 25. Look here, this day, it was 48-cent swing, and it only got back 9 by the end of the day. What happened the next day? 701, 783, 811, 819. I mean, come on, people. Follow the money. Watch the patterns. Look at this day. It only came back 5 cents. Price was 1540. Days later, 1803. You see this? Folks, I could show you over and over and over where they try to suppress a comeback. Here, they didn't let it come back any. They closed it on the low. Price went from 14 to 16 the next day. Holy shit, folks. Look at every single suppression effort, and it will result in the price running up higher. 1407 the next day, 1447. High was 1474. Folks, anytime they try to suppress this, here it swung 95, got back 77. Then it swung 45 and only got back 15, tried to suppress it. Price went from 1264 to 1314 to 1344. Folks, I've seen this movie before. I've seen this effort to suppress. Here's another one. Price swung 95, got back 76, swung 86 cents. On massive volume, they tried to hold it down. It only got an 8-cent recovery. But the next day, the price went from 1064, and 5 days later, it was all the way up in the 11s and 12s and 13s. Every single one of these price swings, when they try to suppress it and hold it down, here's another one. They tried to suppress it only 20 cents. Folks, here they tried to suppress a 71-cent swing high-low just by 10 cents on 56 million shares. See, 52 million, then 56 million to try to suppress it. But once they tried to suppress it, where'd the price go? From 1174 to 1231 to 1338 to 1451. Folks, I love seeing this, what they just tried today. I love to see them swing the price 93 cents today and try to hold it only 8. And they did it with such little volume, folks. Yesterday, look how much volume they had to dump on it to keep it just 13 cents from up for the $1.10 swing. Today, 93-cent swing, and they only had to use that much to keep it down 8. All right, but folks, it's just temporary. All of these are temporary. See here when they squash it, 222 swing from high to low, and they only had to come back 6 cents. 82,000 shares, twice as many as the day before. But what did the price do after that, after this? Well, it went from 2209 to 2272 to 23 to 2525 to 2638 and 2660. So you don't have to believe what I'm telling you, but I just showed you about 15 examples of them trying to keep the price from running up, and then it continued to fly afterwards. And so I think it's going to do it again. I make no guarantees. I don't make any guarantees that that's going to happen. But folks, when you see 15 times they try this and every time the price just keeps going up, well, after a while you start going, okay, I get it. I get it now. I get it. You wait and see what happens over the next 5 days, folks. You wait and see what happens after they try to suppress the comeback 13 and 8 cent. You see what happens. I bet you it's going to be the same as what we had up here when they tried to suppress it 10 and 14. The price went from 13s. Oh, this is the only time it went down. The only time ever. 5 cent suppression. Price went from $15 to $18 in 3 days. 8 cent suppression. Price went from 1064 up to the 10s and 12s in just 2 weeks. 13s in 2 weeks. Try to suppress it there. Price goes from 1174 to 1236 to 1305 to 1451. Here's the 2 days in a row where they tried to suppress, just like today. 2 days in a row, they tried to suppress, and the price then went from this, where they tried to suppress, from 1280 to 1390 to 1339. And the next thing you know, it's over $14.15. All right. So I'm showing you all these instances so you'll feel good about seeing SoFi today being suppressed 2 days in a row at the close, trying to keep it from coming back. And it only came back 13 cents and 8 cents today and yesterday. And man, look at all the volume they're using to do this. I wonder how many shares they naked shorted yesterday and today. I'd love to know that. Well, folks, that's it. I love NVIDIA, but I buy AMD, LOL. Yeah, AMD is the second stock I ever bought. AMD is the second stock I bought when I won my money on the Wheel of Fortune, folks. All right. Well, I got news for you. SoFi is not going to be red in the after hours. That isn't going to happen, folks. It might be red for the first 30 minutes or maybe an hour, but it won't after that. It won't be. And to be honest with you, I'm a little bit surprised, since I know institutions still have to buy, that they're not even trying to shove it down even more in after hours so they can get it down at around $22. But they're not. They're definitely not. They're definitely not trying that. They would have already had those. All their sell orders would have been loaded in, and this thing would have shot down to $22 in 5 minutes time. But no, sir. Nope. That's not going to happen. All right, folks. Here is the most important thing for you all to understand and wrap your head around this. This is the most important thing for each and every one of you to understand, okay? And let me change my camera angle so you can see this. Hold on. All right. Folks, this is the most important factor for you to understand today, okay? The most important factor for you to understand is that if we come in here and we look very closely, this is the most important thing for you to understand, everyone. If we zoom in on this very, very closely, like I'm doing right now, the most important thing for you to understand is, oh my gosh, what the heck is this stupid thing doing here? Hold on. Yep, hold on a second. All right. The most important thing for you to understand looking at this screen that you have on now is this right here. 1 month chart, 17% up. After earnings, folks, which was 1 month ago, on the 29th, we did earnings 1 month ago. Why should you be so happy about this? Why should you be so happy about SoFi up 17% a month after earnings? Here is why, folks. Here is why. Because after this earnings 2 years ago, the stock was down 31% after 8 days. On the next earnings call, on April the 27th and May the 1st earnings call of 2023, SoFi went down 42% in 5 days. The next earnings call, SoFi came out and went down 48% in less than a month. The next earnings call came out and SoFi went down 45% in 22 days. The next earnings came out, SoFi went down 16% in 4 days. The next earnings came out and SoFi went down 32% in 2 days. The next earnings call came out and SoFi was down 36% in 22 days. The next earnings call and SoFi came out 16% down in 6 days. Are you starting to see now why I say you should be very happy about 1 month after earnings and us being up 17%? Folks, it's not the same SoFi anymore. It's not the same SoFi that they used to be able to drag around like a redheaded stepchild. It's not that same SoFi anymore, folks. It's not the same old SoFi anymore. It is not the same SoFi anymore. NVIDIA was not good, someone said. NVIDIA was not good. Good, bring your money over from NVIDIA and buy SoFi because they do. Let me show you something here, folks. All right, folks, let me show you something here. I'm on a site here called Hedge Follow. This is called Hedge Follow. Watch this. I'm going to come up here and click Money Flow. And I'm money flowing from other stocks into SoFi. All right? These are the stocks money flows from into SoFi from these stocks. Look down here. Money flow from SoFi to other stocks. And look who is the number 2 position. NVIDIA, folks. So when people are down on NVIDIA, they're going to buy SoFi. If the money flows from out of SoFi to the second position, NVIDIA, then when an NVIDIA misses, they're going to flow into SoFi. Does that make sense to anybody? Do you understand that? Does everybody understand this? When SoFi money leaves SoFi and goes over to NVIDIA, then when it leaves NVIDIA, it's going to come into SoFi. And by the way, funds that invest in SoFi also invest in NVIDIA. It's the number 2 stock, folks. People that invest in SoFi also invest in NVIDIA. So if they just are out on NVIDIA, guess where they're coming to? I'll just let you figure that out, folks. I'll let you figure that out. I'll let you figure it out. And listen, no matter what happens here in Rundown, you wait and see what happens where this money from NVIDIA goes to. It won't be out of SoFi, folks. It'll be coming into SoFi, folks. Oh, you bet your ass it will. SoFi is a very strong buy here at this price right now. I'd buy the shit out of it at $24.66, and tomorrow I'd sell it at $25.20 again. I'm telling you, folks, I'd buy the shit out of this right now at $24.66 and then buy it back and sell it tomorrow at $25.20. Because I already know when the money leaves NVIDIA, it's coming to SoFi, folks, regardless of what they're trying to fake you out and think here now. I'm telling you, folks, they're coming to SoFi. They're coming to SoFi, folks. And you're going to see it now. Watch. Just watch. Watch them. They're going to be dumping NVIDIA, and they're going to buy SoFi, folks. I'm telling you, these funds that invest in SoFi also invest heavily in NVIDIA. Frequently bought with SoFi is NVIDIA, folks. Frequently bought with SoFi is NVIDIA. Well, when they're selling NVIDIA, think they're going to buy SoFi? Oh, yeah, I think they will. Let's just see if I'm right or wrong. Let's just see if I'm right or wrong. Watch NVIDIA, all the NVIDIA money leave NVIDIA and come to SoFi where the water is safe and sound. Does big money monitor screen you are making big money? Yes, please shed some light on this. Yes, they do. And I'm telling you right now, I'd be buying the crap out of this stock. I could if I could just buy SoFi at $24.66 just then. I'm telling you right now, folks, I would buy the shit out of this right now. If you just bought it at $24.66, folks, you're going to get to sell it at $25.20 and maybe even $26.20 tomorrow. Yep, you'll find out. People, don't be fooled. When people leave NVIDIA, they're going to come to SoFi, baby. When people leave NVIDIA, they're coming over to our neck of the woods. I promise you. I already know it. How did NVIDIA do? What did they do? How much did they miss? Or was it just their forward guidance that was so bad? Because I can tell you right now, this stock here, SoFi, folks, is going to see all that NVIDIA money come into it now. It's all coming into it now. They're leaving SoFi and they're leaving NVIDIA and they're buying SoFi right now. And they should. They absolutely should do that. They absolutely should do that. They should do that. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Everybody else is. Don't be fooled by this manipulation and the market manipulators here, folks. I'm telling you, the volume is going to fly into SoFi tomorrow. That NVIDIA money's going to get out of there, and they're coming over to SoFi. I promise you they are. And I don't usually make promises, but I can see, I already know that when they leave NVIDIA, they're coming to SoFi. And when they leave, NVIDIA is the number 2 position, number 2 on the slot to come to SoFi when they sell NVIDIA. Right here, you can see this is how much funds that invest in SoFi also invest in NVIDIA. It's the number 2. Apple is also there, but NVIDIA is much huger, tied with Microsoft. I think there's even more NVIDIA than Microsoft there. The size of the block is much bigger on NVIDIA. So to see NVIDIA miss today means that money's coming to SoFi, baby. And I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yep, no. Watch them come over to SoFi. Watch them. Come on in, folks. The water's fine. Come on in. The water's fine, folks. Come on in. The water is fine. Yep. Come on in, folks. The water is fine. All you NVIDIA, come on into SoFi. All right? All of you NVIDIA holders, come on in. Yeah, baby. Come on in. The water is fine. Don't worry about that rocky NVIDIA stock. Get your SoFi solid as a rock stock. Going to $28 within the week. Thanks to NVIDIA surging money coming over, we will. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. No, sir, I don't think so at all. And all they're trying to do now is buy it at $24.88, folks. They're just going to try to get all they can at $24.88, folks. That's what they're going to do. They're going to try like hell to buy this at $24.88 right now and fill their coffers. And they're happy to be able to buy at this price. Dumping NVIDIA and coming over to SoFi down just 9 cents in after hours. Oh, yeah, you'll see what happens here, folks. You'll see all this money get redistributed right over into SoFi from NVIDIA coffers to ours. You watch and see. You watch and see. They'll be swimming in here in the tank with us, folks. All those NVIDIA buyers. Gabrielle says, what I think about SoFi in the next couple of months, gang, it'll be over $30. It'll be over 30. It'll probably hit about 33 to 34 within the next 6 months. And what people don't realize here about this NVIDIA news, it might affect the entire market negatively, but not SoFi. SoFi won't be negatively affected by it. SoFi is going to be the benefactor of people leaving NVIDIA and coming to SoFi because that's what they do. And I just showed you that. And like I said, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. No, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong because I can see it right here. Here are the facts, everyone. These are the facts. These are the facts. Funds that invest in SoFi buy NVIDIA too. All right, so they have both stocks in their portfolio, and if NVIDIA just missed, well, they're going to move to SoFi because we haven't missed in 13 out of 14 earnings calls. We're 13 out of 14. We have not missed. 13 out of 14 calls, earnings calls. SoFi has not missed. And here's NVIDIA missing now. And it says here, funds that invest in SoFi also invest in NVIDIA. So if they just got burned by NVIDIA, they're probably going to come over and flow into SoFi. And I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Matter of fact, that's why I'm showing you this. That's why I'm showing everybody this to you, so you understand it. And you don't panic sell your SoFi, because, folks, these NVIDIA folks are going to come over to us. They're going to come over to us. I promise you they will. And regardless of what all the other manipulators might want you to think here, and having SoFi down 17 cents, I'm telling you, the money's going to flow into SoFi tomorrow so heavy. You've got all the MSCI people that probably are dumping NVIDIA too and buying even more SoFi now. They're going to buy more of it, folks. Now, let's go over to institutional ownership and see how many there are now today at the end of the day. We saw 5 more institutions join today. 5 more buying SoFi, folks. Oh, and we got another one now. We're up to 1,044 now. Well, we got to change it all again. Got to come over here and put in 1,044 instead of 1,043. All-time high of institutional buy-ins. Institutional shares now held by longs. 984, of course, they went long. 984, of course, they went long on SoFi today. And now, where is the volume? 608,034,663. Huh. 608,034,663. That's a minimal drop. Enter. Alexa, what is 8,034,663 minus 7,639,244?
8,034,663 minus 7,639,244 is 395,419.
419. 300 shares, huh? All right. Some institutions sold 300 shares. What was the closing price of SoFi today? $24.96, okay? Nice. All right. Well, look at all these institutions buying up SoFi. All of them long. We've gone now since July the 21st, and even down the beginning of July, we've gone from 1,002 in June, 1,002, and now we're at 1,044 institutions coming in on SoFi. Folks, you don't leave a stock like this, okay? You don't leave a stock that has this kind of money coming into it and institutions buying in. You don't leave it. You don't give up on it, that's for sure, folks. You don't give up on it. You should probably not give up on an institutional stock like SoFi that has so much institutional appeal. And why I say that is, well, recently, look at the index funds buying in. Look at index funds. Look at all the index funds buying into SoFi and increasing their portfolios. Starting with the day when they got the deal. Look at BlackRock increasing their portfolio, 52%, 53, 48, all these entities. And reason they started accumulating here is because at the end of October, folks, they got a deal with a company called Fortress. And Fortress said, hey, we're a $5 billion company and we've got $2 billion in cash we want to give you, SoFi. And when that happened, that mitigated SoFi's risk. And all of these institutions, index funds, who had been getting out here earlier, suddenly that were getting out in the mid-October, when that news came about Fortress, man, they started accumulating and accumulating and accumulating and accumulating. And then another company called Blue Owl said, we'll give you another $5 billion, SoFi. So when that news came out, Knights of Columbus started piling in, and so did everyone else. And just look at the amounts of shares they were buying. Vanguard, 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 Vanguard. Because SoFi had other people's money now. They mitigated their risk. And just look at the amounts of institutional buying, increasing the value of their portfolios. Look at the value increases that they started coming in and increasing once the news came out. Look at all this. Oh my God, just look at all these buyers. And I keep saying, folks, this money here, Calvert, that money, and they increased their portfolio by 75%. Folks, this is some of the oldest money in the world. Calvert money is as old as the Rothschilds. And here they are again. Calvert came in and got another 95%. And here they are again. Calvert came in, got another 117%. Here they are again. Calvert got another 108%. Folks, these are index funds that are the richest families in the world that go back millennia, okay? These Vanguards, these Calverts, folks, they know what they're doing. Charles Schwab, BlackRock, look at them all adding to their portfolios. All after the deal when SoFi shook hands with Blue Owl and got $5 billion handed to them to loan out to their great high-tier customers. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we started seeing it. And by the way, these aren't ETFs, folks. Every single one that's on this list is an index fund, index. And I learned from our buddy Danny Deals that index funds don't buy stocks for 2 years or a day or to day trade. These are long-term investors. They buy the stocks and they hold them for 20 years, folks. They don't get in and out. They're not wishy-washy. They're index funds. They're not like ETFs. Index funds, and I learned this again from Danny Deals, that index funds are lifers. They don't get out. They might sell some and redistribute right near the end of the year sometimes, but that's the only time that they will ever sell some usually. All right? So just be aware. And you got the index teachers personal annuity, right? Teachers fund, folks, increasing their portfolio by 96%. That's the teachers fund, folks. You think they want to lose their money? Look at all this. More Calvert buying. Oh my God, increasing by 117 and 108%. All in February, folks, all in February when Fortress signed the deal to give them $5 billion. And then we come down here to more recently, and look who's buying again. Look who's buying again. Oh my God, look at Calvert just bought again, increasing their portfolio. And this was on the 22nd, folks. 5 days ago, Calvert adding 64% to their portfolio, and another Calvert coming in 4 days ago and adding 69%. Do you think any of these indexes are selling SoFi today? There's an insurance company adding to its portfolio 69%. Do you think any of these, Voya, right here, do you think Voya, the Russell Cap Index portfolio, sold today with SoFi down 2%? Do you think any of them did? Hell no, none of these index companies sold. None of them did. None of them sold down 2%. None of them did. And of these last entities that just got in now, was that an index fund again? What was it? Oh, it's another insurance company that just came in. Vanguard Variable Insurance. Increasing, they already have 228,000 and they increased their portfolio value by 56% today. This is today, folks. This is today. Vanguard buying the dip, folks. Look at Vanguard buying the dip today. Vanguard Tax Managed Balance Fund, Admiral shares, buying 11,142 shares. New entry. They never had any shares before. And today on the dip, on the 27th on the dip, Vanguard picked up today 11,142 shares. Look at them here. Vanguard again. Vanguard Index Fund. Another addition of an index fund. Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund. Well, I get to add them. I get to add them now. Nice. I get to add a Vanguard now. How many other index? Oh, Calvert came in. I already had that one. Calvert, U.S. Large Cap Growth. Yep, I added that one. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. That's today, folks. That's today. Hold on here, folks. Give me a second here. There's VSEQX. They just bought. Here's another index fund coming in today, folks. PEX. Who is this? T. Rowe Price. That's the last entry I put in. That's the last entry I put in today. T. Rowe Price. Well, folks, if T. Rowe Price is the last entry I put in, then this is the Russell. Hold on, guys. Alexa, call Sweetie Petey.
Calling Sweetie PD's mobile.
Oh, gosh, Cheryl, turn your phone on.
And the voicemail of
Alexa, terminate the call. All right, so the last one I got to enter in here was this T. Rowe Price. So let's go up here. There it is. VSEQX. Just came in today, 827. And they decided to buy the dip today. And the name of them is VSEQX. VSEQX. Why didn't that all cap lock for me? God dog it. VSEQX. And that is VSEQX dash, what is it? Vanguard Strategic Equity Fund Investor Shares. What do you think they're doing buying here now today on the dip like this? Why would they do that? Vanguard. Oh my gosh, man. I'm having a hard time typing here, folks. I'm sorry. VANGUARD. And this is VSEQX, Vanguard Strategic Equity, EQUITY Fund Investor, INVESTOR shares. All right. Where's the next one that came in? VTSMX. Oh, here's another one. Oh, my God. Look at all these index funds buying right now, folks. Oh, look who bought today. Look who came in and bought the dip today. Berkshire, folks. Berkshire coming in today. This is Berkshire Hathaway, folks. Buying the dip on SoFi and adding to their portfolios. Wow. Nice. Now we got VT. Let me go up here. This is 827. $827. And this one here is called VTSMX. And that is Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund. Total Stock Market Index Fund. INVESTOR shares. And how much did they increase today? 60.41%. All right. And also, this Vanguard Strategic Equity Fund, Vanguard Strategic Equity Fund, how much did they increase today? 78.70%. 78.70%. Folks, listen, you should be feeling good about buying SoFi today if you did with all these index funds. All right. And we're going to change this to the 27th as well. The next one that came in, ladies and gentlemen, besides VTSMX, was who? VTMF Vanguard Tax Managed Balance Fund Admiral shares. Well, I'm not sure. That's not an index fund, so I won't add them. But folks, that's a lot of index funds coming in today and big quantities adding. Big quantities they're adding, these index funds. And folks, like I said, index funds don't buy stocks for flim-flammy, and they don't get in and out of them. They buy them for long term. They stay in them a long time, folks. They stay in these stocks a long time. Save, boink. Put that down there. All index funds buying. And look at, oh, God, dogs, man. Look at Vanguard coming in more. Vanguard Variable Insurance Funds. They just increased 56%, folks. 56%. And the run below them increased 293%. Holy crap. Nuveen Core Equity Alpha Fund. They just increased their portfolio and they have 59,000 shares and they increased their value 293%. Dang, folks. Yep. I zoom in sometimes so I can show people all this. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, when all these index funds got in the last time, like they're getting in now, look what happened to SoFi's price. All right? Listen to what I'm saying, everybody. Please listen to what I'm saying, okay? Please listen to what I'm saying here. When the index funds started coming in here in October and November, ladies and gentlemen, when all these index funds started buying and increasing their portfolios by 18 and 19 and 60 and 70, and then up here, they started increasing when all these index funds started coming in. You want to know where the price was? December. Go look at the price of SoFi in December when all these index funds started coming in. When all these index funds started coming in, folks, SoFi's price in December happened to be, and I'll show you right now, the SoFi price when they were all coming in December, folks, was $15 a share. When all these index funds started coming in, and they really started coming in late October. If you look up here, folks, if you look up here, you can clearly see that they started coming in late October. Right here is where they started coming in. This is where they started coming in. October and December, right here is where they started buying, folks, and they started buying and accumulating. But look where the price was December 23rd, what they did to the price on December 23rd. Take a look at it on December 23rd, folks. It opened at 10.55, and they drove it down, what do you know, to 10.18. They drove it down on the day all those index funds started buying on October 23rd. The price had been actually in the 11s prior to that. And then what did they do? On October 23rd, the price was 10.55, and they drove the price down to 10.18. And that was right here, folks, October 23rd. Look at the date. October 23rd, when they started buying. And look at the accumulation, October 23rd. Look at them, look at them, look at them. Well, folks, I'm showing you this because after the price, October 23rd, the price was $10.55. All right? Then it went to 10.32, then down to 9.91. October 18th, folks, and then it went to, that's where the lowest was. And then they started buying in. And folks, look, from October 23rd and a 10.56 high, they ran it down to 10.18. Alexa, what is 10.55 minus 10.18?
10.5 minus 10.18 is 0.32.
Folks, they ran it down 32 cents to accumulate more shares. The next day, the price was a high of 11.30. But look, when it opened 10.91, they drove it down to 10.78. I bet that's 13 cents. Alexa, what is 10.91 minus 10.78? Alexa, what is 10.91 minus 10.78?
10.91 minus 10.78 is 0.13.
Oh my goodness, they ran it down 13 cents so they could buy then. And then on October, that was October the 24th. On October the 24th, they weren't really buying, but they started the most. Folks, I want you to see here, they started buying the most on October the 26th. All right, October the 26th, and then more in December 23rd. So October the 26th, folks, look where the price was on October the 20th. How can that be October 26th? How could they buy that day? That was a day off. Hold on a second, folks. Something doesn't make sense to me. August. Oh, shit. I got to go way back. Oh, no. I can't get back far enough. Shit. But in February, folks, it's 2025, May. Shoot, man, I cannot get to that. October 26th. Okay, that's why it doesn't make sense. because that was 2024. And unfortunately, I can't get back to that. But I can get back to May the 22nd. All right. So, folks, here we go. On May the 22nd, index funds started coming in. State Street Index Fund. Look at all these index funds. Look at them all. All these index funds coming in on May the 27th and 28th. Folks, look where the price was on May the 27th. On May the 27th, it was at 1341, and they took it down to 1309. And look, folks, during this whole duration, as institutions piled in, right here, every one of these days, as the index funds started piling in, it went from the 27th to the 28th to the 29th. Look at all the index funds piling in here during this time. Index fund after index fund, index fund, index fund. That's an index fund. That's an index fund. That is an index fund. This is an index fund. All of these are index funds, folks. They all started piling in. Right here, I'm showing you, they all started piling in on May the 27th, 28th, 29th, and May 30th. And meanwhile, the price went from 1307 a share on May the 7th when they started buying, or May the 28th. It went from 1339 to 13s, and then up to 14s, and then 15s as these indexes came in. And man, they were coming in. It was at 16, then 17, then 18. All these indexes was buying. All during this time, index funds were buying, folks, and they've all started buying again now. Just be aware of that as they keep coming in and keep coming in. The 29th and the 30th, and then the first, and then they started coming in again in June the 18th through June the 24th. And just look at them coming in here. June the 18th, where was the price? 1438. And then 15s, and then 16s, and then 17s, and 18s, and 20, 21. Folks, they're doing it again now. Okay, they're starting to come in now. You can clearly see index funds up here now are starting to come in again today. Look at them all. Look at them all, folks. I'm telling you, don't overlook this fact that all these index funds are buying in again now. Folks, I've just shown you what that effect can have when SoFi is starting to get bought up by index funds. There's one there, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there. All these are index funds, folks. They're starting to buy in now. Index funds are coming in again. Index fund. All right? Index fund. Believe me, when these index funds are buying the dip, you need to be buying it too. Index funds. Yeah, they're buying, folks. They're buying the dip. They're buying the dip. They bought the dip today, folks. Dang, look at this thing catching up in real time. Oh, goodness, it's down 13 cents. Oh, that's so scary. That's a scary number, down 13 cents. Oh, that's so scary, shorty. Uh-oh, now it's only down 12. Shit. I guess nobody's scared anymore. After hours price is now $24.84, down 12 cents. And ladies and gentlemen, I got news for you. all these index funds start entering again into SoFi stock, it's just going to keep going up like the last time when they all started going in. They're not idiots. Index funds know what they're doing, folks. These index funds today buying SoFi up when it was down 2.5%. They're smart. They're smart, folks. They're not idiots. I know what I'm talking about, folks. I've been trading a long time. And I know that index funds are accumulating now for one reason only: profit. And I got news for you. Right here on this day, August the 6th, Jane Street Group did not buy 65 million shares on August the 6th because they expected the price to fall. And on August the 6th, look where the price was. August the 6th, 21.47 to 21.56 a share. Look what happened after they bought in, folks. Because everybody knows you should follow the money, folks. You should follow the money. Everyone knows it. Now, another thing I want to do right now, because I have the time to do it before my wife gets home around 6, is I want to go over here to short interest. And I want to look down here at fails to deliver. Now, let me explain something, folks. The shorts, that the hedge funds that fail to deliver borrowed shares are fined $25,000 every time that they do it. All right. Okay, listen. So here, starting on July the 1st, while index funds were pouring in June and July, I want you to see that the shorts started failing to return shares in April and May and June. And folks, the reason that they failed to return shares is because their intention is to then sell those shares the following day and make the price fall. So back here, as you can see, on April the 25th, the price was $12.31, and the price the day before had been $10.69 when they shorted $167,000 worth. Well, then when the price went and they shorted $167,000 and they planned to sell these shares the next day that they didn't return, well, the price went from $10.69 to $12.31, and they got totally reamed right there because they got fined $25,000 for not returning the shares, and then they took a major beating the next day. So what did they do? They said, oh, well, screw it. We're going to fail to return $970,000 worth of the stock, almost a... Alexa, call Sweetie Petey.
Calling Sweetie PD's mobile.
And she has her ringer turned off, folks, so she can't hear me trying to call her back. She's got her ringer turned off because of... All right, you got your phone turned on.
Yeah, honey, I just called you.
Yeah, I know, but I tried to call you back, and it went straight to voicemail.
Oh, because I'm right here and it didn't ring.
Well, what's going on, baby doll?
I don't know that we need anything today because I bought milk yesterday. Was there something else that we needed?
I can't remember. There was a list I had upstairs, and I put some things on it, but I don't remember what it was. I can't remember.
One
Oh,
one was
grape
grape
jelly.
jelly.
Yeah, we don't need. Yeah, mustard, mayonnaise. I don't know, just small stuff. We got
Yeah, we got
it
plenty of
covered.
all that.
Yep.
I'm gonna come home. I'm just gonna come home because you got milk.
Come on home, baby. Come on home. I'm waiting on you
All right.
with open
See you in a
arms.
little bit.
All right, love you. Bye.
Is Nick home?
No, he's not.
Okay.
All right,
All right. Bye.
love you. Bye. Alexa, terminate the call.
There is no active call.
All right, good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to pay attention to something here. These shorts, folks, that failed to deliver 167,000, and then the price went from 1069 to 1231. The next day, they said, well, let's fail to return $970,000 worth of the stock. That'll be 78,000 shares we can sell the next day and make the price fall. Well, guess what the price did? It went from 1231 to 1288. And they're like, shit. So they failed to deliver another $93,000 worth that day. It cost them 25 grand to do it. And they were going to sell these shares to make the price fall the next day. Well, the price went from 1288 to 1320. And they said, holy crap. So let's fail to deliver 854,000, and then we'll sell these 64,000 the next day and make the price fall. Well, it went from 1320 to 1327. You see what's happening here? Here they failed to deliver $266,000 worth, cost them another 25,000, and they were going to sell these 20,000 the next day and make the price fall. Well, the price went from 1318 to 1404. Holy shit, are they getting their asses totally handed to them here, folks, over and over. Over and over, it's the same result. Here they decide to fail to deliver $678,000 worth of SoFi shares. Going to sell this 48,000 all the next day. Make the price fall, pardon me. And it went from 1392. It went down finally. So they said, oh, let's do it again. Well, then it went up. Then they said, well, let's do it again. And then it went up more. And they said, let's do it again. So they did it again. And they finally got it to fall 21 cents. So they said, well, we don't want to go too heavy. We don't know here. And the next day it went to 1424. Well, after it went from 1346 up 80 cents, they said, well, shit, we'll short 500, and we're going to fail to return 568,000. We'll have 41,000 shares to sell tomorrow, and we'll make a price fall. Well, they sold all 41,000, and the price went from 1346 to 1424. And they said, well, let's fail to deliver 586,000. Price went from 1424. They were going to sell these the next day. Price went to 1508, 1506. And then they had taken such a whooping on every single one of these fails to deliver, every one but one, that this time they decided, let's not risk it anymore. And we're only going to fail to deliver 3 shares. 3 shares. And they sold them, and it went down to 1409 from 1506. Isn't that hilarious? They missed a huge opportunity on a day when they really should have failed to deliver something like $586,000 worth. They didn't, and they missed it. They missed it, folks. They only failed to deliver 3 shares. That cost them $25,000 for not returning them. And then they missed it, folks. The price dropped from 1506 to 1409. Isn't that hilarious that they missed it? They finally missed a day when they should have failed to deliver shares, and they finally had a chance to make some money, and they didn't do it. They missed out. Same thing here. See this? They said, well, shit, when they saw they missed out this, then they go, well, the next day we're going to fail to deliver 15,000 shares. We'll sell those the next day, make it drop. Well, the price went from 1409 to 1443. And then they said, well, listen, this day we're only going to fail to deliver $86 worth. And they did 6 again. And that's good because the price went from 1443 to 1536. Look at this ass whooping here. Look at this ass whooping. On this day, the price was 1520, and they decided they were going to fail to deliver $7,700,000 worth of shares to sell the next day. Folks, they were going to sell this 512,000 shares the next day and make SoFi go into the dirt. Well, it went from 1520 to 1608 a share. And ladies and gentlemen, the one thing you should be asking yourself by looking at this information is how high would it have gone if they didn't have 512,000 shares to sell down that day and hold it down? How high would it have gone if they didn't fail to deliver $7.7 million that day? How high, if they didn't have 512,000, how high would it have gone? And they must have known something was coming. They must have known something was coming because, man, this was a Monday, folks. They failed to deliver on a Friday afternoon. And then Monday morning, the price went up to 1608. Man, what a whooping. What an ass whooping. Then here they decided, well, let's try and fail to deliver 1.3 million. We'll have 75,000 to sell the next day. Price went from 1718 to 1821. It went up $1.03. Shit. They got burned again. And then they said, well, let's stick after it. We'll get it next time. So they failed to deliver $1.9 million worth. Almost $2 million they failed to deliver. 104,000 we can sell the next day, make the price fall. Well, it went from 1857 to 1924, and they took another major ass whooping. Then they come over here that day, since they took such a ass whooping, they decided to fail to deliver $5.6 million worth of shares. And they were going to sell this 294,000 shares the next day to keep the price down. But it went from 1924 to 1995. Oh my gosh. Are you seeing how repeatedly this happens? Here they failed to deliver $422,000 worth. They were going to sell this $19,000 the next day and make it fall, but it went from $2120 to $2181. Then they said, well, we'll just fail to deliver $802,000 worth of the stock. We'll have this much to make it fall. They sold them, and they finally got it to go down from $2181 to $2098. They finally had success. And then they already learned, don't do it again, so they only failed to deliver 300 that day. It's a good thing because then the price went from $20.98 to $21.56. Then they decided, let's fail to deliver $61,000 worth. They had that many shares to sell the next day, went from $21.56 down to $21.02. Folks, they always wimp out and do the smallest amounts, and they make the littlest amounts of money on the days they finally do it. But then here they said, all right, well, let's double dip it now. So here they decided not to return 388,000, had 18,000 shares they didn't return. Well, the next day the price went from 2102 to 2240, up $1.38, and they failed to return the shares. I mean, folks, this is just happening to them over and over and over and over. And ladies and gentlemen, you can see here, they're actually getting their asses totally handed to them. They failed to deliver here, and the price went from there to there. They failed to deliver here, and the price went from there to there. They failed to deliver here, and the price went from there up to there. Folks, this is fighting a very losing battle, folks. They're fighting a massively losing battle. And there's just no doubt about it. And by the way, in case you didn't notice, about 20 minutes ago, SoFi was down 13 cents in the after hours. Oh, Now it's only down 9. Now it's only down 7, folks. And it's going to be green because all the NVIDIA folks are going to come buy SoFi now. Alex, I want you to see something. I don't know if you saw this earlier, but SoFi over here, it says money flow from SoFi to other stocks. Look who's number 2 on the list. NVIDIA. So if NVIDIA loses and got shareholders dumping, they're going to come to SoFi. If they money flow from SoFi to other stocks is from SoFi to number 2 on the list, NVIDIA, then where do you think this NVIDIA money's going to go now? It says right here that companies that buy SoFi also invest in NVIDIA. So if NVIDIA just missed their target or whatever, then where's the money going to go? They also invest in SoFi, folks. So they're going to take their NVIDIA and they're going to take that money and move it into SoFi. I'm just letting you know. You can see right here, frequently bought with SoFi. Frequently bought with SoFi. NVIDIA. So if they're selling NVIDIA right now, they're buying SoFi, folks. That's what I think. And, well, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you right now, folks. If you buy this stock SoFi now at $24.88 a share, you're going to be able to sell it at $25.20. All right? If you buy this now at $24.88, and it'll be your decision whether you want to sell it at $25.20 or not, but you will. You'll be able to sell it at $25.20 tomorrow. If you buy it at $24.88 today, you'll sell it at SoFi tomorrow if you want at $25.20 a share. All right? And I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Seen it too many times. Well, folks, and watch them buy into SoFi now all evening. And this is going to be green, folks, by the end of the night. All the NVIDIA people are leaving and coming over to the safetiness of SoFi now. A stock which usually by this point in time after earnings, 1 month after earnings, remember, our earnings report was last month on the 29th. 1 month ago was our earnings report. You want to see what's different about SoFi now from the last earnings reports? I'll show you. As you can see right now, we are now 17% up after 1 month after earnings. Compare that to these numbers here. Just so you can see and get an understanding, okay? And let me refresh this page to make sure you guys can see this. No, you cannot. Look right here. Look right here, folks. Earnings call October 2 years ago. In 8 days after earnings, down 31%. On May the 1st, 2 years ago, 5 days after earnings, down 42%. July 31st earnings call, 48% down in 26 days. December earnings call, 45% down in 22 days. The next earnings call in April, 16% down in 4 days. The next one in October, 32% down in 2 days. The next one in January, 36% down in 22 days. And here we are now, 1 month after earnings, and we're up 17%. Holy crap. All right. I got you, Alex. Well, folks, this is a cluster for all these shorts now. See, because, ladies and gentlemen, and I got to change my camera a second. Hold on. Folks, this has become an absolute train wreck for these shorters because they're so spoiled by after earnings calls. 31% down in 8 days, 42% down in 5, 48% down in 26, 45 down in 22, 32 down in 4, 36 down, 32% down in 2. They're so spoiled by this, folks. They thought it would happen again. They thought it would happen again. They thought they could do it again. And they're totally screwed now, folks. They're totally screwed. I feel good, folks. I feel very good. Kimberly says, oh, yeah. See, they're used to these massive drops after earnings, so they heavily shorted, and now they're getting it right up the yang dang. And they don't know what to do, man. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. And I got news for you. I just showed everybody. Somebody said NVIDIA missed their numbers today. Well, look here. Look at the stock that is the second most bought position with SoFi. NVIDIA, money flow. Right here, you can see people that invest in SoFi. It says right there, people that invest with SoFi also invest in NVIDIA. So if NVIDIA is crashing and taking a hit, where do you think their friggin' money's going to go? It says here, at this right here on Hedge Follow, it says funds that invest in SoFi also invest in NVIDIA. Folks, it's the second most of all positions is NVIDIA. Look up here. Number 1 is Netflix. Number 2 is NVIDIA. So when NVIDIA crashes, folks, like it's doing now, they're going to come into SoFi. They're going to move into SoFi because they buy, it says, funds that invest in SoFi also invest heavily in NVIDIA. Folks, they're going to come to SoFi tomorrow for protection. Weather against the storm, they're going to be sheltered by buying SoFi. And get out of this stupid NVIDIA stock. Yes, that's right. The SoFi NVIDIA connection for us, in this case, is very good because NVIDIA just had terrible numbers, and funds that invest in SoFi also invest in NVIDIA. So if they're leaving NVIDIA, their portfolio has SoFi in it, so they'll move it over to SoFi. That's what I'm saying, and I could be wrong, but I don't think so. No, I do not think so, folks. And what you're going to see is this number quickly changing tomorrow and going green, green, green as all that NVIDIA money moves over into SoFi now. You'll see, folks, if I'm right or wrong. But I don't believe I'm wrong. No, I don't believe so. All right, guys and gals, listen. My wife is on her way home, as you know. I kind of want to make sure I get, some of her beverages into the freezer and get them nice and icy cold. I want to thank you all for being here with me today. I know there's many other places you could spend your time, and I'm very grateful that you spend your time here on this channel. And I want to thank you, all of you who donated to the channel today to make us commercial free. And when I started up the second stream, I decided I'm not going to put any commercials on because you individuals, I owe it to you all today, and everybody owes it to you for no commercials today. And the ones we owe it to for no commercials today are these individuals. VZ Rover, $20 donation. Tanker Tanker Yanker Cruise, $20 donation. Rusty Prater, $10. Don Bordelon, $10. And then we also had, coming in at the late, Brunette or Die. So it's for these people that you should say thank you very much for no commercials today, all right? We got to give credit, folks, where credit is due. All right, everyone. I hope you have a great night tonight. I think tomorrow, I think we got some celebrating. I'm ready to celebrate. I'm going to celebrate tonight. NVIDIA being down is going to push SoFi up, I believe. We'll have to just wait and see. All right, God bless everybody. I hope you have a great night. I hope that you're in a great financial position and that all of your endeavors are good for you. And I hope VZ Rover, VZ, come on in. The water's fine. Thank you, VZ Rover. VZ Rover. VZ Rover. VZ Rover. VZ Rover. Red Rover, send VZ on over. All right, VZ Rover. Thank you. And, we'll see you guys in the morning. And God bless each and every one of you, as I was saying. I also hope that as you have your advancements in your financial careers, that you're also having a good time tonight at your dinner table. I hope you've been sitting around your table and spending time with your family, like I've suggested. Don't just eat and run. Make them sit there and talk about their lives and what their goals are and their dreams and aspirations. This is what they do over in Europe, and Americans need to get more like these people in Europe because they spend family time together at the dinner table, and I hope you do too. All right, and last but not least, I hope that you're in the best health that you can possibly be in because that's the most important thing of all. Please sing us out, all right? All right, I'll sing us out. Sick folks don't wait no longer. It's time to buy SoFi. This is no hidden innuendo. This stock's about to fly. Like a thief that comes at midnight, it's going to be insane. And the shorts will all turn into longs if they got half a brain. Folks, it's time to buy SoFi. That's right, you better buy right now. Cause if you buy, the shorts will fry. Buy SoFi. Buy SoFi. Buy SoFi. Buy SoFi. Substitution, disillusion, shorts, they borrow shares. But they're gonna be losing and pull out their hair. With a nice porcelain and a blue, they'll get shocked and they'll win. They're about to lose a ton of money and they got no defense. Yeah, it's time to buy SoFi. That's right, buy with Catfish tie. Cause if you buy, those shorts will fry. Buy SoFi. Buy SoFi. Buy SoFi. Buy SoFi. Shorts delusion, keep the shorts, they keep on buying shares. But they're all about to lose a lot of money. They pull out their hair. Their eyes porcelain and the blue. Those shorts, they got no brains. they're about to lose a bunch of loot, and they might go insane. Yeah, it's time to buy SoFi. That's right, buy with Catfish tie. Cause if you buy those shorts, we'll fly. Buy SoFi. Buy SoFi. Buy SoFi. Buy SoFi. Yo! Doesn't this guitar sound freaking awesome? Yes. NVIDIA missed earnings, and the money's going to leave NVIDIA and come into SoFi now. This guitar sounds so good. Nothing new. I just lost my wife. I should be happy, but I'm feeling blue. And you keep saying, keep partying, partying. You keep saying, keep partying, partying. I ain't got nothing. Said I ain't got nothing new. Nothing new. I just lost my little dog, and I can't find one shoe. But you keep saying, keep partying, partying. You keep saying, keep partying, partying. I ain't got nothing. Said I ain't got nothing new. Got nothing new. All right. All right, everybody. Well, I know you want me to keep on going, and I wish I could, but I got to end it right now. I love you guys. I love you a lot. And that is an original on my playlist. That song was originally written by Jimmy Tedder, a killer bass player down in Florida. And I asked him if I could change it around and add my own, and he said, go for it. So and we did. And we went in the studio. He liked my version so much, he came down and went in the studio with me and played the bass on it when I did it in the studio. So thank you, Jimmy Tedder. That's a hit song, baby. Ain't got nothing new. All right, everybody, have a great. I'm in Tampa. Hey, listen, if you're in Tampa, you're very close to my very good friend in Fort Myers. His name is Jamie Loritz, and he's one of the best guitarists in the world. And he has a studio there in Fort Myers called Dog Ear Studios. You look him up. If you've got original songs, he'll make your song sound fabulous. That guy can do it all. He plays the drums, he plays the keyboards, he plays the guitar, he plays the bass, he plays it all. And you send him your raw song, and it'll come back sounding incredible. All right? I'm not kidding. This guy is unbelievable. Yes, Dog Ear Studios. Look him up. It's not two words, one, I think. Dog Ear. I'm telling you, his name is Jamie Loritz. If you put in a YouTube search for Jamie Loritz, you'll see him. He can rock metal, and he can play country, and he can play anything, folks, anything. He is incredible. Yep. Man, and you tell him, make sure you tell him if you talk to him, make sure you tell him that Tyler sent you. All right? Because he will give you a great deal. Man, I'm telling you, yes, you can have his number. Yes, you can. Hold on a second. Let me find his number for you. Hold on. His phone number is 615-480. Right there's his number. All right? And let me give you just an example of some of his incredible guitar playing ability. All right? Just let me show you here. Jamie Loritz, folks, and he's got here, oh gosh dang it, Guitar Rock. Listen to this, folks. Listen to this guy, Jamie Loritz, folks. Listen to him play guitar. And I'm probably going to get a copyright violation on this, but I want you to hear him. I should turn, and wait a minute, folks. Let me not look at it on this. Let me put up my over here so I can put up my stereo so you can really hear it. So hold on a second here. And go over here to history. Oh my gosh, dadgummit, man. Hold on. Hey, honey. Oh gosh, I am doing so horrible. All right, folks, listen to this guy. Here's my guy that I want you to go hook up with. Check out this guy playing rock and roll, baby. All right, I'm telling you, he's phenomenal. He's not in Nashville anymore. All right, folks. That's him right there. Get it, Jamie. Now, folks, I have to pause this for a minute, and I have to do a little dialogue in here. I'll get a copyright violation. This guy, I'm telling you, Jamie Loritz, he is out of this world. He can lay down licks like you've never heard before. I'm telling you, folks. And I'm going to talk through this so I don't get a copyright violation. Here we go. Here we go, baby. Oh, yeah. All right, I think you got enough now. That is my friend, Jamie Loritz. He lives down there near you. He is down there in Fort Myers, Florida. Please get together with him. Yes, I just gave you his phone number. Folks, you would not believe how incredible this guy is on everything. I mean, he plays the bass, he plays the drums, he plays guitar, he plays the keyboard. He has all these instruments. He has hundreds of $1,000s worth of equipment, folks. I mean, he does it freaking right. And I guarantee you, if you call him and you tell him, thank that Catfish Tyler sent you, make sure you tell him Tyler. He doesn't know me as Catfish. He doesn't know what I do. He doesn't know that I'm doing stocks. He doesn't know me as Catfish. But just tell him that Tyler, that you've done all this work with on all these songs. And folks, he's one of the best in the world. He's one of the best guitarists in the world. As a matter of fact, he has a Guitar Hero made after him. There's a Guitar Hero CD you can get, Jamie Loritz. He's that good, folks, and I'm not kidding you. Get in touch with him. All right? Get in touch with him. You won't regret it. And make sure you tell him Tyler Self, SELPH, sent you, okay, to him. Make sure. And you won't be let down. And the prices he's going to charge you is going to blow your friggin' mind, because everybody else would charge you $2,000 or $3,000, and he charges like $5,000 or $3,000. It just depends on how complex the song is. But I'm telling you, folks, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. Now, he does my songs for me for $300 each, but I've been with him for years, for 20 years. I'm telling you, man, he's the bomb. And if you got country western, holy crap, or anything, he can play it all right? All right, I got to get out of here. My wife's already come through the door, and she's wondering why I'm still down here talking to all you guys. But, folks, please go over and check out him. Hillbilly Woman, hello there. Welcome to the tank. But I got to run now. I'm overtime. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 7:48 a.m. Eastern time. And as I take one last look here at SoFi in the after hours, let's go see where it's doing now. 24.86, no big deal. 10 cents down. It's going to get all that NVIDIA money tomorrow. Going to get all that NVIDIA money tomorrow, folks. All right, let me get going. We'll see you guys tomorrow. What's the price tomorrow? I have no idea what it's going to go up to. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I don't know what it's going to do, but I'm going to be happy, and I want to let you know you should always sell on the numbers on my buy-sell sheet, always. All right, so tomorrow, look for a high of about 25.88. Okay, 25.88. You should be selling 25.66. Buy back 25.33 to 25.48. Then you should sell 25.50. First, you should sell 25.55. Then buy back 25.30s. Then sell 25.66. Buy back 25.40s. Then sell 25.77. Buy back 25.49.50. Then sell 25.88. 86, 87, 88. Buy back 25.66. Then sell 25.93, 94. Then buy back 25.77. Then sell SoFi 25.98, 99, and 26. And buy back at 25.66, 25.77. Folks, I'm telling you, it's just going to be like that herk and jerk all the way up to $28. I got to get out of here. God bless you all. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow, 7:48 a.m. Eastern time. Bye-bye, everybody. It's good talking with you. Hope you have a great night. I got to go. Bye. Hope you're surrounded with love, everyone, as always. Toodles. Now, how do I end this stream? End. There it is. Bye-bye, everyone.